All right, Michelle, we're back with Darby. I mean, I want you guys to seriously think about leaving this dog here for a couple months of training, because it's, you know, if this dog is 3 years old, it is when you start to see, you know, full-blown predatory behavior in there. I mean, you know, that's when they come of age. I mean, that's why most dogs that do something bad, in any breed of dog, when there's you know, what you could consider a significant incident, it's 3 to 4 year old dogs. And it's generally intact males, but in breeds with testosterone-laden females, you're absolutely getting it. So what we're not doing with this dog is really communicating well. When we're not, because what I want you to understand, girl, if we can't make her down on a leash, yay, we're probably not going to be able to, you know, get her to come when she's doing something we don't want. So I want you to get the little. Now I want everybody to get one of these. All right, watch. Darby! She likes getting up here. So I want you to know what that tells me, and what my solution for that right there would be. It's almost freezing. It's really not freezing. I call it more just halting. There's a stop gap between when she's turning and when she's running. So, you know, you have to be ready to augment that. All through, you know, but we want her to pay better attention. You know, and I am using the pager, but if I can get her. Yay! 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 I don't, you know, and again with this dog, oh, she checks and balances on him, and he is not forgetting. He totally played my lieutenant yesterday when there was that fight. He immediately bumped her when the fight first started. Then he started to move towards the fight, looked back at me. I'm going to show you Summer. Saw that I was looking at them, and then went right to the fight and intervened 2 or 3 more times. You know, he's not that good, but he was like doing a little body blast. All right, so what you need to say, you know, the several that we need to do with this dog is build the food drive. She likes. Yeah, I'm going to have a whole little catwalk of these platforms. The only thing I don't like is they said it was red. So this is my main thing, girl. I'm not trying to have a physical postscript. Nothing you said is going to convince her my hands are going to come towards her head at all. They don't, you know, they don't want that. They don't want their eyes obstructed. So I'm very, you know, my behavior is always going to be moving away. And that's just with anybody. Yay. You know, and I want to get her where I can have signals. You know, because when people say the dog's reactive on the leash, well, what are you on the leash? That's my new question. Well, what are you? Because I'll tell you who's reactive on the leash. The people. Oh, they start pulling and all that. In fact, let's look it up. There's one video where this dog, it's like a Great Dane or something. It just, and I just rewarded movement right there. All right, watch. Let me see if I can. All right. Oh, she's checks and balances on him, and he's playing my lieutenant. He's making sure she doesn't get out of line. So all I did was reward a little movement, but I'm going to show what else I'm going to do, though, girl. I'm going to do things like. And obviously, Darby, oh, she bought that one hook, line, and sinker. And there you go. There you go. That was it. You know, the worst thing you could do. Let me get up there and start barking sit. I would never even add the word sit until I had one that was defaulting to it. Now watch, if I just go like this. But this dog is easy to fool. This dog is easy to fool. I'm going to fool it into thinking I'm leaving. So now I've got her running back up there. She thinks that's what she wants to do. You gotta play him like a fiddle, girl. Play him like a fiddle. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you what, and I'm gonna tell you what happened yesterday during that dog fight. She was looking for trouble. She just didn't get any takers until she ran into Dixie at that moment. You know. Nobody else was, you know. All right, now watch. You've got to do whatever you've got to do to build your food drive. Oh!
Yay.
You know, but what I'm basically saying is,
Yay. Yay. Yay.
and again, I want it to be very unconditional. That's how the machine works. It retracts. If you add physical postscripts, they don't like that.
Yay.
And I can. All right, so now what I want to do. So that was just a warm-up. So if you said, what was it? And I would say, that was a warm-up, because now I want to start getting the dog down. If you said, well, that's a little bit warmed up. And look, I'm very deliberate about how I put the leash on. She was checks and balances. All right, let me see some more treats. I'm going to tell you what the leash did. It sort of, Darby, it sort of conjured.
The chicken and hot dogs.
Oh, yeah. I never got this stuff before.
It looks
I realize it's kind of like,
looks
did you ever
good to
have those
me.
things, steakums? You see those all the time, steakums.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's kind of like processed meat like this.
I'm not
All right,
into it.
look, so now, if you said, I have a better, you know, the dog is more interested in me, I'd say, I noticed that.
Yay. Yay.
All right, now look, here's my precursor. All right, but I don't want to think I get up there.
Yay.
Because you're too big to do. That's the only down thing. That's the only thing about those. And I think there are some bigger ones you get, but I think you would be safe to just always make them sit up there. Down.
Yay.
So I do have the dog eating the food.
Yay.
And then now this is what I want to do from here, girl. I want to help her understand there's better than down.
Yay.
I don't know if you've seen where we make them kick their leg. She's checks and balances on him, though. And he's believe me, he's playing my lieutenant. Don't you see that? He's staying right beside me.
Yay.
You know I have to take him to your house, Michelle.
Yay.
So I'm always going to do everything to augment my down. One, I'm going to feed the dog right there. Two, I'm going to feed my leash out. I'm not going to make the dog feel like,
Yay. Yay.
and I'm going to reward, if I can get any movement of like the back leg kicking or whatever.
Yay.
She checks and balances on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
She was like, okay, what's with the back leg kicking?
Yay.
I'll get her doing it. I'll have her doing it. But what you have to say is, I mean, you've got the mechanics of the down, you just don't have the mentality of the down. So let me just get her out of this. All through.
Yay.
So all up. Darby! That's my pager.
Yay.
So I can just set up a little sequence. Watch. Darby. Holding it down. She slid right into it. So that was my loop on 26. But let me tell you what, this, I put the 127 on her today after yesterday. I have to watch. Darby, holding it down.
Yay.
So you know, the whole point is, it's good acting. It's good acting that I seem to just only retract. My arms don't, after the treat, have any ability to do anything other than retract. That's how it is. All right, watch. One more time.
Yay.
Down. So what I did was work at that. I worked that, yay, with the Nick and the pager.
Yay.
You need to get this little platform though, girl. I don't know, you guys need to talk about it. I mean, it's concerning to me. I mean, I'm not going to say it's the worst thing I've ever seen, but I'm not going to say it's what you want to see. Make that be my status. Right, watch. Darby.
Yay. Yay.
So she wants to get up here.
Hey.
Very important. All right, she's starting. Again, I mean, down. She knows what's coming. You precious, precious girl. You precious, precious girl. Oh, look who it is. Look what the cat dragged in. Because remember, he was in the episode the other day. All right, watch. So this is what I have to do now. This is what I have to do. The Macarena. Watch. Wait, it's not working. Hang on.
Birdie.
That was my pager. Darby. I'll tell you who's grounded. Oh, I told someone that bulldog was up to all kind of no good after she left yesterday. It's just I thought that thing was leaking. Well, I'll tell you what was leaking.
I thought it was leaking.
All right, watch.
Yay. Yay.
Down. Precious. And again, I want to see. I'm playing my oh, good girl. I'm playing my role. I'm always going to be looking at this leg. The farther back I can get that leg to kick.
Yay.
You know, when you see on my leashes, I'm not trying to crank on. Darby.
Yay. 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 Yay.
And I'm scrambling. That's all it is for right now. If she says to herself, that's the, takeout counter, we should put a little window, and put takeout over the top.
Should.
Yeah, we should.
Yay.
I can wear one of those little hats like this hot dog right there. All right, watch, but she's going to have a... If she
Hot
starts to
dog
default
stand.
to the down, then I know I'm getting somewhere. I did add my pager, but that was a lot of default. And for her, yeah, these freak shows looming around.
Yay. Yay. Yay.
I'm going to be ready with my neck, though.
Yay.
Down. Oh, and it did work on the bulldog. And look at the back legs, though. He's definitely got something going on with her. We need to go back and look at the video before. Maybe he had her number before all that started. Because, yeah, he definitely played my lieutenant, and he's definitely doing it now. All right, let's see if the Macarena will get this one. He's just not that into me today. Now that one needs to be
Yay. Yay.
as much as possible. I want to reward the dog in this position. If you said, well, when should I give it rewards? When it's laying down. All the time for now. All right, now watch. I'm just going to look at the watch. Darby,
Yay. Yay. Yay.
she wants to get up there because she thinks that I'm trying to get there first. It's kind of things you got to use to your advantage. Am I wrong, Summer? All we got to do is act like all I have to do is say, I don't want those out the door. It's not a mad rush for the door.
Oh, yeah.
Which ones? The ones I just said I don't want out.
Yay. Yay.
I'm always moving away. All right, and if she starts to default to the down, she almost did it.
Yay.
I'm going to tell you what my role is to be fast. So she...
Yay.
And And I'm very deliberate about the leash. This dog's very delicate. These are the most sensitive, insensitive dogs you're ever going to find.
I'm running low.
No, I got some dogs. I just have a thing with plastic bags. I'm just going to do it one more time, though. But, I've kind of taught her a little sequence. But the key is timing, though. Honestly, the key is the timing of my actions at this point. Not really as much the timing of my words. She's basing everything on actions. I've only worked her on this a couple days. So now, she's got to have some clue that we're going back over there and we're going to lay down. Just wonderful to work with her. She sees me pushing him away too. The line starts here. I want you to know the subtlety of my, and I had a whole handful of them. The subtlety of that is what is what's going to make the difference. And if you want to keep rewarding it. No, just do it one more time, because that was a really nice default. And if you said, well, what's the point of that? Because if they start thinking that's what they want to do, that's what they do. Why? Because people do what they think. Dogs, since she's your fur child, she knows there's no expectation when she gets up there. But am I wrong, Summer? And beings want to do what they want to do. That's just why we were put on Earth. Not to just be someone's little lassie that obeys. That thing on Facebook where you get this thing, put it on, and it like makes the dog talk. So the girl's like all talking to the dog. Darby.
What is it?
I put it on there, and then the dog has a voice. So now the dog's talking.
Oh.
And she's like trying to, tell it about her boyfriend or whatever, and the dog's going, spoon, spoon, spoon. Because she's like, from a spoon, is not listening at all.
Is it an app?
No, it's just a fake comedy thing where they put it on the dog, and now the dog's saying all this stuff like,
We can do it.
oh no, just like all these,
It's funny.
Insulting her and all this stuff. All right, so you see what I've got? A dog that's
You're gonna
very
do that.
interested. A dog that's possibly more invested in me. All right, look, so easy to fake the dog out. Now I'm back over here. She's already watching my body language, so let's see if the Macarena can do anything. Darby. So I'm going to add my command and my pager. Watch, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it all down. Down. Just wonderful, double done. The subtlety of my movement right there, and I should have fed her over here. That's what I want you to understand. That I'm not sure why, but it seemed to move quickly. It seemed like it moved quickly. All right, let me take my leash off. And I'm very delicate how I take the leash off from too. All right, now watch. If I head back over here. You've got to think of it as more of a sports aspect, Michelle. That it's a fun action game that we play, not you have to obey me, I'm the antidote for fun. Darby! Now watch, I'm going to get her down. She's actually going back over there. I'm going to add my command and all my stuff together, and if she does it, down. Well, she's trying to believe it. Down. Putting it down. Action at the end has to be the same every time. So I've essentially got her doing it awfully. You've got to be able to maintain this. Let me do it one more time. Don't kid yourself. She's anything's got to be more interesting than this woman.
Yay, yay, yay.
Darby. Yay. Hey, so I've got a little recall right there. All right, now watch. Down. You. Precious, wonderful dog. Again, my behavior from the time she does it till she gets a treat needs to be the same. It needs to be sped up about 3 clicks.
Okay, she's
Hi, girl.
stopping.